Hello, 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 and welcome to Emerald Thoth with me, Mark. We are back with a brand new deck, or two of them today. We've got some tarot decks finally. The Affirmators Tarot and the Astro Matrix Tarot, the A-team, as I just made up right now. How are you all doing? I hope you are well. Feels like energy shifting again, as there always is. It's Gemini season, so happy Gemini season to you. 3 major placements in my chart of Jupiter, Venus and Mercury in Gemini in the 11th house, so what this sometimes. But yeah, let's get into it today. I've got kind of read that we've done before, but we're doing it a bit differently today. It's going to be the 4 directions, so in the areas of the mind, the body and the spirit, and we're going to see what the messages are through the different oracle decks, and then take some tarot cards to go with it. So we'll see what's in your logical mind and your heart and your body and your soul, and we'll take an Angels of Atlantis card in the middle as well to see what the angelic guidance is as well. So I'll start with the oracle cards, and I'll take the urban crows in the physical realm to see what the advice is there for you from the guides. This card wants to come out. Grief is there popping out. Number 22 talks about harmony, a master number of harmony, co-creation. That can be with the universe or the people around you. But it suggests there, direction was just underneath it. It suggests there that there's something that you are letting go of and you're moving on from. There is a lot of kind of letting go. This card doesn't come out in any of the readings. At the bottom of the deck, it's waterproof. It says that you are waterproof, that your emotions are balanced and stable, that you can handle the things that are thrown at you and you can let those things go as well. If you're waterproof, you're not soaking in that water or emotion anymore as much. You're letting it go and drift off you when it needs to be released. Yeah. So let's then take the Divine Masters for the area of spirit or the soul. Ooh, okay, jumpy. Let's see which card wants to come out from the Divine Masters. That's too many. Okay, we've got one there. Lady Portia, overcoming limitations, at the bottom of this deck as well. Again, a suggestion of release. So then let's take the secrets of the ancestors in the emotional realm. It's in your heart. It's that card. Mother of Earth, fertile ground is at the bottom. So new beginnings, new plantings, that can talk about you developing emotionally and that bringing abundance to you, and that can be romantic partners, relationships, or just in there the connections that you have around you. Okay. I'm going to adjust. I'm going to raise this a little bit because it's feeling like it should be in its place slightly above the citrine. So the heart kind of represented there by the green, and the solar plexus represented by the citrine, although both are really at my heart. Alright, so the Time Traveler's Oracle, let's get one for the logical space, the mental space as such. There's one there. 43 vast vistas. A sense of travel, a sense of independence coming through. Okay, we'll take an Angel Atlantis card as well. And that will be a kind of central indicator or central guidance in this reading today. Too many there. Can we have one, please, Spirit? Yes. Dreams. Could be important to pay attention to your dreams. Archangel Raziel at the bottom of there. Also suggests that you're connecting to people in your dreams, like a lightworker web there, and that is often how you kind of psychically connect in the astral realm. That's often through dreams, including daydreams as well. So I'm going to take a card for each of those areas from the Astro Matrix Tarot. So first for the physical realm, spirit, can we get an Astro Matrix card? There's too many. Okay, so the physical, for the spiritual, for the soul. On there. For the emotional realm. Let's see what comes out. Ooh, too many. Emotional is taking a bit of time, that cut. And then for the logical, mental realm. And finally, for the centre of the reading. Okay, Judgment wanted to pop out. I'm going to take it at the top. The bottom of the deck is Ten of Cups. So you're looking at a rebirth into happiness. It's to represent your old selves and your past selves almost rising like the phoenix. There's a sense of judgment in this reading today, and a sense of finding happiness and a sense of independence with it. Let's take then cards from the Affirmators Tarot for each of the different realms as well. So for the physical realm, Spirit, we take another tarot card. This card's flipped out. And then for the spiritual realm, too many cards popped out there, headed by the Ace of Cups. So that may be relevant in some place. Talking of new beginnings in love and emotion, that kind of come out a bit earlier as well, the grief, so there could be something in there. But let's take one for the soul, please, Spirit. So the Ace of Cups wants to come out. We'll already know what's there because that's popped out twice, so that has to go there. Let's see the other cards. They're all popping out from this deck. Let's see for the emotional realm, please, Spirit. Just getting a feel for these cards today. Okay, there's one for the emotional, one for the logical realm, please. And then one more for the centre of the reading. Two cards there. We'll take the two for that realm. The bottom of the, well, this card that will come out actually is the Star, and I'll take this for the overall reading. So Judgment and the Star, a sense of a rebirth, a sense of shining, a sense of embodying that cosmic brilliance that you are, is what's kind of the call from Spirit today, is you're the brightest star in your sky, and there's all many millions other stars that shine equally in their own way as well. But it's giving a sense of you tapping into that brilliance in yourself, and it needs a rebirth. It needs things to be gone, things to be let go. It needs things to be sacrificed to Pluto for change. The bottom of the deck for the Affirmators was the Seven of Wands. So you're standing your ground, you're defending your place, you're going through these kind of transitions, this healing, and it's a major healing with the Star and Judgment and the Major Arcana. But at the moment you're standing your ground against all the kind of influences that would take you away from shining your own light and stepping into the world. The world and the Wheel of Fortune. Big changes are afoot. And there was justice just underneath it. So there's a big sense of change. But let's see what the cards that have popped out are saying today. So for the physical realm, 49 territory. This gives a sense of you finding and defending your own space. This says you're creating boundaries and dividing lines of the people and places and the ways you act in different situations. You're forming your lines, your ground, your lines in the sand as such, as in like this Seven of Wands. So you're finding your way in the world and how you interact with others and where they stand with you. And as an empath, that would be one of the most challenging things to do, and it's one of the biggest lessons to learn. With that, as Page of Pentacles, is new opportunities, is new ideas, is new ways that you ground that path, and this kind of star energy of what it is you're looking to do to, to help others to move along your way. You could be, looking for different places. This woman's coming away from a town, and it's really starting to ground the areas, or stand in yourself. And as you stand in yourself, you'll find where others stand with you, because if you're not there standing or asserting who you are, then others will not see you standing out from the crowd or standing out from their own desires and wishes. This comes after a period of reflection. We've got the hanged man from the affirmators. The frog is a kind of sign of rebirth and transformation, a lot like judgment. So, you're in this period of seeing it from a different perspective, seeing yourself from a different perspective. There's a lot of yellow. It indicates a lot of stepping into your power with these 3 cards. So in the physical realm, you're looking to step into your power and set your boundaries. It's actually a bit more of a closed off energy in a sense, but in a way that's necessary for you to just draw those lines and those borders for you that you need with your own energy, and for you to shine as best as you can, rather than getting lost or having your light dimmed. So in the spiritual realm, in the area of your soul, the Lemurians' clairvoyance activated. Psychic awareness, sensitivity, trust your intuition. With this as the overall marker, that there's a sense of starseed energy here, of tapping into your cosmic origins. You may feel lost or alone in this world, and that's possibly because you are so different, and you have this psychic awareness and sensitivity. And in some ways that intuition is your best friend. Some ways if you can tap into that and then set those boundaries in the kind of physical material realm, then you become more empowered, because you're tapping into something high, you're connected to something high, and that is more powerful in the end. But we don't start off with that. We don't, in egoic conditioning, start off with that. I mean, we do in a sense, but we're never really too conscious of that. We're in a state of being a child with our inner child. But once we start to get that egoic 3D awareness of things, we normally have to try and refine this connection. But there is abundance in that. So the King of Pentacles, another Pentacles card, and it's, moves in this moment in time, you're kind of in the Page of Pentacles, with a 3D energy. But here you're more assured. This is like your higher self. This is like you reaching that abundance, you tapping into your King of Pentacles energy, kind of second house, Taurian energy. And the abundance is all around you. You're a part of that abundance. You're of this town, but you stand alone as well. So you're standing in an embodied sense of what this 7 of Wands is fighting for at this moment. You've kind of taken charge of your world. That's not quite yet, that's more of a 5D sense, but you are taking charge of your world. That's the process and the path that you are heading down. And you're doing it with love and with divine flow. You're doing it with a sense of things that you are passionate about, that you love doing, and the people and places. It's like a nice little heart shape of this dragon as well. You're looking for what brings you love. The blue is also very spiritual. The lot of blues here, giving a sense of you searching for something higher and grounding something higher. So we'll go to the emotional. So in here is the martyr. It's essentially the hanged man, sacrifice and self-reflection. So in your emotional state is representing where in your physical state, partly where you are looking to embody this as a sense of power, to gain a sense of enlightenment, a sense of understanding. You're working out ways in which you move forward. There's a sense of silence. There's a red rose in here, which I haven't really properly noticed before, but you're kind of staying quiet in that moment where you're embodying, where you're drawing those boundaries and quietly observing the people and places that you would need to go to, where you need to stay. You're not thinking that you have to keep talking all the time, or you have to keep applying things all the time, or keep meeting other people's needs all the time. You're just slowly moving whilst also reaching out, because you need to work in this realm. You need to work with people, but you're trying to do it in a more knowledgeable way now, in a more understanding way as you rise. And again, it's going to getting a sense of empowerment here is what you're looking for. So with that is also the Queen of Cups from the Astro Matrix Tarot. lots of turquoise. This is kind of an older Queen of Cups as well. There's a turtle coming out of the water. So it's talking about, there's a lot of watery energy there with the Hangman card twice. It's very Neptunian energy. It's kind of Cancer energy embodying that. But you're embodying that emotion. She's very understanding of her waters, and she's understanding of the boundaries of her waters, because it's embodied, it's in a regal sense. So you're looking to get a grip of your emotions, to put it in the simplest possible way. You're looking to develop and mature emotionally and understand this for yourself as such. The Queen of Cups is more internalized a little bit than the King of Cups. And it's saying that you're understanding your own emotional realm and maybe the people immediately around you. So you've got a better grasp of what really makes you feel good, what fills your cup. And that understanding what fills your cup and being able to give and receive love equally in the people and places that you are around and the work that you do is going to bring you to a kind of higher sense of yourself. And you're doing this with work. There's another Pentacles card, and this is the Eight of Pentacles here. This funny little karate lemur. I say karate lemur. Green as well, gives it a very grounded sense. Virgo energy. You're working towards things. You're doing this quite patiently, quite diligently to kind of try and embody this level. In an emotional sense, you're working consistently, diligently. You're working at your craft of who you are and who you are emotionally. This is a lot of background energy. So you're working on your own emotions, the containment of your emotions, how you balance your emotions without the disruption of others at this moment in time. The Seven of Wands energy is you battling to stand your ground and embodying your highest self, your star energy. So in the logical mental realm, this is a nice card. It's the first time it's come up in any of my reads that I've recorded. It's playfulness. This is Woodstock, New York. I recently watched the Bob Marley film One Love, and do you know what? It's quite important in our mental realm to have this kind of Ace of Cups, this kind of mental energy of love and abundance, because it's we do often feel it, but a lot of people feel these emotions, but trying to have it in your mental understanding in a translation is hard, and that looks like playfulness, really. It's talking about you're conscious when you're younger, up until the age of 7, we've got more connection with source and spirit, and then it's generally taking out of us. And so is this kind of playfulness taking out of us, and as adults we become these things that lose connection with this playfulness. It's also talked about a time which is gone as such, a liberated time after the Second World War, when there was the hippie movement, the love movement, the liberation, and we're definitely seeking something like that again, because it's become so corporate and capitalist and just heavily financial and fighting for survival, and this sense of community is just not there right now. So there's a yearning for it, and you're embodying that in your mind today, and that's one of the strongest places to have it, because it's not home there. It's not home like in the heart or that space, or in the spirit, or even in the body. We like to kind of feel those things, but in the mind, it's sometimes hard to tell ourselves that we love ourselves, or to not be so authentic with others, or to be worried about connections with others. But you're asking to be playful here, to not fit a stereotype or to seem so adult, because actually the more mature thing is to embody and understand that love and be able to share that with others. Like here, it's colourful. It gives a sense that you've got a colourful, bright mind, and you're embodying that, you're integrating that in yourself. So with that is the Seven of Pentacles, another Pentacles card. This is taking more time though than some of the others. This is saying you're working on this, and this is one of the areas where it's coming in a bit slower. It requires more patience. If you rush it, then you'll get knocked off, and then there's a lot of forces to put us back into an egoic state, to take us away from that playful, joyful, higher consciousness kind of state. There's a slight concern in this lady. It's not always the case in the Seven of Pentacles cards, but there's a slight concern. But, with patience and understanding in your mind, then you can start to see reaping the rewards. But if you rush it, or you take things early, or you're trying to take everything at once before it's had time to ripen, then it's going to cause more distress. It's going to cause suffering by kind of taking time away from your path. But you're doing this with magic. You're doing this as the magician, and interestingly enough, it's a cheetah here, which indicates speed. And it might be going quicker than you think, and your magic is working quicker than you think. It's just not so obvious in the 3D realms, but you're working with persistence. You're working with all the elements here and all the parts of yourself and all the tools available to you to kind of create this loving abundance, this grounded state of wealth and riches. And that talks to many different things, you know, of money, of relationships, of partnerships, of people, of friends, of gatherings, of playful places to go and activities to do. Yeah, and you see like the kind of grapes on here. So this is you kind of tapping into that higher sense in your mind, is using all the tools available to you. It's being quite clever. There's a common theme here of the grapes in these two cards in particular. It's you trying to embody that state of abundance, of being part of the universe. And the King of Pentacles is kind of one of the most assured and stabilized version of any of the kind of Pentacles cards, which, you know, Pentacles want to be grounded, you know, kind of in that Ten of Pentacles energy in an individual. And so you're using all your magic and your mind space and your creativity to do it. You're using your kind of star power to kind of embody that. So let's have a look at what's at the center of this reading. So Archangel Zapkiel, compassion. A lot of reds, a lot of rooted energy, a lot of passionate kind of energy with that. And this is giving us, it's a sense of surrender here by the person in the middle. It's a sense of receive the universe's compassion for you, be compassionate with yourself and others, and just receive that higher kind of divine light within this, in this process that you're going through. Because with that, there is justice, there is a universal balance. The universe wants to give you that sense of compassion, and you embodying that star energy that you are. You've got a mark type figure here in the weighing of the heart and the feather, you know, 1-1 is the master number of it, like individuation. It's as you embody this as the individual, you've got ones, there's like a 1-1-1 here. As you embody this, as you understand this in your mind, it's also like 11 plus 1 is 12. You know, that's kind of you, that's being in your whole body and being in your waters, that you've embodied this magician, you've embodied this sense of justice. And yes, it's saying that you have like what's in your heart, what kind of compassion do you have, what playfulness do you have, and that how are you embodying that with all those pentacles that are here. You know, Libran energy as well is you balancing out who you are, but the 11 here in particular is telling me who you are within yourself in co-creation with the universe. It's not so much in this reading talking a lot about connection with others. It's about you and your own boundaries and your own territory and your own emotional stability and your own playfulness and joy and the magic that you hold, and you getting a grasp of that for yourself. You know, even at the bottom here is the 7 of Wands, which is saying standing your ground from others with this star energy that you have. You know, you're rising above in your own way. And so with that comes the Tower. This poor kind of goose figure here, and the 5 of Swords. So this is where that universal compassion is coming in. So at the center of your reading is tougher energy. You know, it's saying to us, it feels painful almost in that power. It feels painful for us to stand in that individual star energy, because probably when people have seen it in the past, they've gone and attacked it. And the weaker someone else is in their own self and their own security of who they are and their divine connection, the more they are likely to take from others and backstab and be competitive, because they don't realize that there's a sky full of stars out there and all of us contain that within us, which is often, again, very much in the egoic mind. The 5 of Swords is suffering. Nobody really wins. It's knowing when to walk away. And so this is giving a sense of, you can leave it to the universe to give a sense of divine justice. The universe will always have the compassion for those who seek the compassion. If you don't surrender with open arms and you stay in this kind of energy, then you will always have hollow victories. You'll always be chasing more. Winning will never be enough because you don't really win anything major. And all you build is bad karma and a lifetime of pain as such. And this is where the tower is coming in to help you, to steer you in the right direction. The tower is saying, let it all fall down and let the universe kind of redirect you. And this will reset your boundaries. You're quite clear now, you're almost at the start of it, to reset those boundaries and find where you let love in. You know, where those places where you can let love in and embody a strong sense of your own being, but not staying in walls that just keep you guarded and separated. So this is what is being called for you now. Is you're being called to embody that star that you are, to shine brightly through all the darkness, to see that light that you hold. And I wish you the best on that journey, because you're working hard at it and you're doing the ways and finding the perspective to get there. Just don't fall into, you know, this lack of patience with it. Be patient with it, and know that those competing against you won't be there forever and aren't looking to embody their highest good always. So thank you for being here, thank you for working and embodying this, and know that I love you and believe in you always. Namaste.